We have Utah State as I sip some water. But yeah, Utah State, like I said, man, new head coach Bronco Mendenhall. Bronco Mendenhall. I can't say enough positive things about Bronco. He wins. He has great offenses. He gets the most out of his quarterbacks. And yeah, I can't. It's, it's not enough. I feel about Bronco. Nah, I think South Florida could potentially win 9. Like I said, I think UTSA is still a loss, and then they lose Florida and they lose to Miami. So I think UCSA can potentially win 9. I mean, USF can potentially win 9. Uh, but shout out my boy Joe. Utah State, like I said, they Utah. And let's not forget, Utah State won a Mountain West Conference championship 4 years ago under Blake Anderson. Now Blake Anderson, he had the Title IX things. He got fired to start the season this past season, and that just messed Utah State all the way up. But we're not too far off from the Logan Bonner and Devin Tompkins Mountain West Conference championship year. We're really not. So I feel like Bronco could step in and potentially win, not this year, but in the future, potentially win a Mountain West Conference title for Utah State. Now they're coming off a 4-8, 3-4 season. Like I said, the whole Blake Anderson issue kind of put Utah State in a monkey wrench, put them in a bind. They returned 5 starters, 2 on offense, 3 on defense. They returned Bryson Barnes, the quarterback, 77 to 126, 61.1% completion percentage, 856 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, with 530 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns. Brock Lane, the tight end, who had 19 catches for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ike Larson, a safety, who had 80 total tackles, 55 solos, 9 pass breakups, and an interception. Gabriel Eniquez Jr., a defensive tackle, had 29 total tackles, 4 solos, and half a sack. And John Miller, a linebacker, had 52 total tackles, 29 solos, 2 sacks, and 2 pass breakups. They lost Spencer Petras, which was that really a loss? Sorry. But 214 to 327, 65.4 completion percentage, 2,315 yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. For Sol Faison, sorry, he's transferred to South Carolina. Sorry, Utah State. Running back, 198 yards, 1,109 yards. Excuse me, 198 carries, 1,109 yards, 5.6 a carry, 8 touchdowns. Jalen Royals, big playmaker, currently on the Chiefs. Wide receiver with 55 catches, 834 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Kyrese Rowan, receiver, currently trying to make the Broncos, 44 catches, 526 yards, 3 touchdowns. Otto T, a tight end transfer to Utah, 44 catches, 434 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Jordan Vincent, safety, 117 total tackles, 63 solos, 2 pass breakups, and 4 interceptions. John Ross May, linebacker, who had 57 total tackles, 22 solos, and a pass breakup. They lost Devontae Dickerson, cornerback, who had 19 total tackles, 11 solos, 3 pass breakups, and an interception. Currently transferred to Arkansas State. They lost J.D. Drew, cornerback, 45 total tackles, 31 solos, 2 pass breakups, an interception, and a forced fumble. Currently transferred to Tulsa. They had the 119th overall recruiting class, 118th in transfers. They bring over guys like Bryson Taylor, a transfer cornerback from New Mexico, coming over with his former head coach, who had 57 total tackles, 28 solos, and 10 pass breakups. Javen Jacobs, a transfer running back from New Mexico, 40 carries, 277 yards, 6.9 a carry, and 3 touchdowns. And Nakai Fahina from New Mexico State, a defensive lineman, 29 total tackles, 9 solos. So bringing guys over from the New Mexico colleges. Now, again, I think he's going to get the most out of Bryson Barnes if Bryson Barnes starts at Utah State. I'm excited to see what he does because Bronco loves to run his quarterbacks as well. He did it with Brandon Armstrong. He did it with Devin Dampier last year. I think he's going to do it with Bryson Barnes. He just loves to move his quarterbacks. So that should be fun to watch. And Bronco normally has good running games, like rushing offenses. So that's going to be fun to watch too. He brings his running back over from last year. I'm just excited to see Utah State offensively. I think them offensively, they could pose problems to the Mountain West in general. Only teams like I don't see them potentially like running down their throat. Like I got them beating Boise State, obviously from the last segment, but I don't think like they just run down their throat. Like I think it's a good game that they edge out being at home. But let's get into the schedule. I have them winning at home against UTEP. I feel like I got a sneeze again. I have them losing at Kyle Field against Texas A&M. I have them winning at Air Force. I have them winning against McNeese, or at home against Air Force, winning at home against McNeese. I actually have them losing at Vanderbilt, which I think Vanderbilt is going to be a solid team. I have them winning at Hawaii, which that game is tricky. That game is tricky. The time difference, the travel, all that mixed in. That does bite some teams in the behind, but I think they'll be fine. Winning at home against Nevada. I know it's like you got the shirt on, but you got them taking L's. Sorry, Jeff Choate. Got them losing at UNLV, losing at Fresno State, and then again beating Boise State at home to go 8-4, 6-2, just missing the Mountain West championship game. Now you might be thinking, Carl, you named 2 Mountain West schools, Utah State and Boise State. Neither one of them are your champion. Hold on tight. Just hold on tight. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. But, yeah, I think Utah State is going to improve 4 games. I have the over 4.5 win total. I think they make a bowl game. And I think Bronco Mendenhall shows why he's one of the best coaches in the country when he, when he gets a program. So, and he turns schools around. So, and we're going to go to our last group of 5 school before we get into our champions. I already talked about them kind of.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.